So I had a lot of dirt time night fishing. I want to pass on some stuff that I've learned about it. First of all, it's always better. Fishing at night is going to be better for sure. The fish are feeding. Again, I think most fish feed at night. They're in a part of the lake that they're more accessible and they're just more active. That's the bottom line to it. If you go out in the daytime, let's say you go fishing in May and you go out and you catch 10 bass in one day. If you go back to that same area at night, you'll probably catch 30 and they'll all be bigger. More fish and bigger fish are to be caught at night. So that's the advantage of it. So here's some things that you want to remember about night fishing. First of all, lure selection. It's pretty basic. There's not a lot of different stuff that you really need for night fishing. You need a black spinnerbait, like a 1/2 ounce black spinnerbait, usually with like a number 5 Colorado blade on it. That's probably my number 1 favorite night bait. You need a plastic worm or a jig, some type of a dark plastic worm, some type of a dark jig, possibly like a black buzz bait, some type of a buzzer maybe in the summertime, and a chatterbait can work pretty decent. Those are basically about all you need for night fishing. Pretty simple. And pretty much, guys, you can get by with 2. If you have a black spinnerbait and a Texas rig worm, like a 9 or 10 inch worm and a black spinnerbait, you're going to catch some fish at night for sure, almost anywhere you go. So that's the bait selection. The next thing that you have to remember when you're night fishing is the locations where you want to fish at. Now, one of the things about night fishing that you're going to find out are the best places to fish at night are the places that a bass can move up and down very quickly. Because a lot of these fish that you're catching at night, they don't live, up there where you catch them at night. They're up there feeding. Most of them pull back to deeper water, later in the day, especially if it's warmer time of year, water temperature over 70. So I like to fish the steeper areas. I'm looking for steep rocky banks. I'm looking for bluffy banks. I'm looking for some type of a channel bank, maybe a sharp point or a steep riprap bank. Those are the best areas. I'm not saying you can't catch them anywhere. You can get bit at night about anywhere, to some extent, but the best areas are always those areas that are close to deep water. So the number one thing I would suggest is that if you look at your map and you find a steep rocky bank that's got a channel close to that steep rocky bank, especially if it's set up next to a point. Here's a perfect scenario. Go back like in one of your major creek arms and find one of the steepest banks in that creek where the creek channel almost hits that bank and it's close to a point. So say, for example, if I see a point in front of me and I can find a bank like that that's leading up to that point, a steep